welcome back to another review from another episode of Sex, Love, and Goop. This one's the 4th episode, entitled Would You Do That? Which was in reference to one of the sexologists asking Gwyneth Paltrow if she would in fact do what some of the clients did in this episode. Now, with that kind of a lead-in, and with a little synopsis that Netflix gave as what this was about, it honestly sounded like it was going to be a lot smuttier than it was. But it wasn't, and I say that in a good way. Basically, they made it sound like the whole thing's going to be a big female anatomy lesson, which, I mean, that could go sideways a lot of ways. But, the first couple that they were focusing on was the black couple that they really, zeroed in on a lot from the start of the series. The one that they identified the different energy types with. So they first showed off a stuffed plush version of there is literally no better way for, well, I guess there is, of the female anatomy in that area. I almost said, I was like, I don't want to get demonetized, so I was like, alright, whatever, but it wasn't like a really filthy looking one or anything. It was just done in a way that actually was both educational and tastefully done. So I was like, okay, I respect that. But the thing that made it more impressive to me was that it wasn't just what's visible from the outside. If she flipped it around, she could show where all the nerve endings go on the sides on the inside. That I give props to, because that is a thing that not nearly enough people talk about in the first place, so I was really glad that they included it, because I'm well educated on this. But, yeah, I was honestly not expecting them to include that. So the fact that they did, bravo! Bravo, Netflix. Bravo to the sexologist. Bravo all around. Well done. Well played. I'm glad it was included. I'm glad that they included it in the episode as well. So, there was all of that. One of her complaints was that she felt like she just must have, a really tiny clit, for a lack of a better way of putting it. But, she was like, no. What your problem is, most likely, is that some women are outies, some women are innies with that. The hood is probably hiding a lot of it. And in fact, was exactly what was going on here. So she actually instructed the husband. She got the woman up on the table again. She instructed her through this whole exercise thing with, different types of touch and, monitoring the bodily responses to each thing. Not in, a dirty, sexy, porny kind of way. It was nothing like that. But in a way where it was just I respect that so much that they went about it in the approach that they did. Because, yeah, it's very educational. I would say, ladies, if you are with somebody who literally cannot find yours, direct them to this episode, because this is probably the most informative exercise I have ever seen somebody give for showing how to find it. I was like, hot damn, that right there should be included in every sex ed class ever. But anyway, so just saying, it was just really impressive to watch. And then the other couple they zeroed in on was the lesbian couple, the ones that deal with all the shame issues on the one side by being brought up, was it Jehovah's Witness? But regardless, with a very strict religious upbringing where sex was a taboo topic and lesbian sex even more so. But more so than just shame, it came out in this episode that this woman deals with pain, with penetration. Most likely also linked with the shame. I'm over here ding, 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 neon flashing lights over my head. Oh my god, I relate to you, lady, on so many goddamn different levels. But anyway, so there's that. And she led these women through first an exercise that reminded me very much of a scene in The O in Ohio. We all know which scene. Those who know me, you know what scene I mean. You know exactly what scene I mean. She had them both sit there with hand mirrors and just look at it for the first time with the knowledge of what all the parts are and just take a good look at it. No shame, no judgment. Just get to know yourself. Take note of what you're feeling in that moment. What kind of dialogue, inner dialogue, are you having with yourself in this moment? Let's explore that. I'm just like, that right there. This is much better than just hand you a mirror and, yep, just look at it. It's like, no. We're doing the inner work on this one up here, which is far more important as a woman. So they really delved into all of that. But then additionally, on top of that, they had the woman who deals with the pain and the shame issues be the first one on the table. Everything very much consensual with this therapist, where she would just piece by piece, bit by bit, go through different types of touch, very slowly, very gradually working up to what would eventually become penetration. And the big rule is anything you do not want, we will not do in the first place, and it will stop there, which is extremely important. So they went through the whole thing, and the second that she started to feel any kind of pain, she eased off and took it from a different approach, a gentler approach, and just immediately how the entire body language changed like that. Now, in all of this, they didn't show anything that you would expect them to show. They did it in a very tasteful way, which again, it's Netflix, they could have gone either way with that. So, again, props to them for doing it in the tasteful route, but it makes for it being a much more educational piece without making people feel weird about it, you know? But this was like, you could tell she was getting emotional at this being the first time that her body was able and allowed to be receptive to that kind of touch. And it's just like, it's a groundbreaking thing, trying to unlearn the pain pathways when there's not an underlying physical factor. It's usually mental and emotional. So there's always like the body-mind link there. So them exploring it and finding what is the exact point where it starts to hurt, and how can we go around that to retrain the body to learn to accept that kind of touch in a way that does not cause pain. So for her to be able to do that on the first try is amazing to me and impressive, and like, goddamn, that, like, I didn't know you could do it in one session and relearn it. Like, everything I've learned in my own research has led to this is like a lengthy process of retraining the body that can take months. Seeing this happen in one try, I'm like, bow down. But anyway, went through a whole thing just watching how emotional she got over and just the not knowing that it was even possible for her to be able to feel that without pain involved. Again, that just very much resonated with me. And then, obviously, the partner did, but they didn't show whatever went down with the partner, so that was just where the episode ended. But I found it a very interesting episode. I found it just intriguing on a lot of levels. Super educational. For what all was included, you would think it would be like the most cringe one for all the wrong reasons, but no, it wasn't. Like, I thought that one, you know, I think this was just like the other Goop show, and I think it was also the same episode number, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the fourth one there, too, where they kind of went there. And for it to just, you know, be such a thing like that, where I think a lot of people could learn a lot of things from this, and even if it's not the answer to everything for them, I think it's a good start. It's a good thing to, like, learn, okay, there may be another pathway to get from point A to point B and where you want to go with that kind of healing. It's very intriguing. I thought this was a very well done episode. For as cringe as I find a lot of Gwyneth Paltrow stuff to be, no, this I thought was like really, really powerful. So anyway, I highly recommend it. Nothing more I can really say about it. So anyway, that is it for this one, guys. So as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Have you seen this episode? What did you think of it? Good, bad, otherwise, leave it all down below. As well as anything about anything. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.